Hello and welcome. You know it's serious when we sat on the couch. Now we're going to talk some holiday plans.
We are, yeah.
So we've been hinting and mentioning this and announcing this in our occasional vlogs. But this May, we're going to want to go on our first cruise, aren't we?
We are, yeah. Literally 4 weeks today we will be cruising.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Something new to both of us, this. So, do you want to tell some details about this?
So we are going to the Norwegian Fjords. It's a 7-day cruise. We're cruising with P&O and we're leaving Southampton on the 11th of May.
Yep.
And we're visiting 4 different ports in Norway.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, weather dependent. So the first port is Stavanger, the second is Olden, and then it's Alesund, and then Haugesund, and then you have like a day at sea either side to get there and get back.
So we'll go through the itinerary now, like starting from home. The only thing you didn't mention is we're going to sail on the Iona.
Oh yeah, which is the biggest ship.
So what we're doing is on the Friday before we depart, we are going to drive down to Southampton, and we're staying at the Holiday Inn in Southampton, just right next to the docks. So there is a possibility that we'll be able to wake up and see the ship. Otherwise, literally as we go outside, we'll probably be able to sit across the way because it's that close. But that Friday, we'll probably go and explore Southampton a little bit. Maybe go and get some food and drinks there.
Yeah, we haven't got our boards in time yet.
No. This is the day before anyway, isn't it?
Course,
so the intention is that we want to get down there the day before, so that we're in the right city, so we don't have to worry about traffic, drive, and so on and so forth on the day of the cruise, and then the day of the cruise becomes a much more relaxed affair for us to just be in Southampton and, you know, maybe go for some lunch before we...
Yeah, so you get given a time that you can board the ship, but you can drop... We've got cruise parking included with the package, and you can drop your car and your cases off from 11 o'clock. So if you're not bored until 3, you can go and drop your cases off in your car, and then it's only like a 10-minute walk into Southampton to go and, you know, have a meal or whatever else.
So, I mean, the other options we could have gone with was to use the coach travel, or find our own parking solutions, but when we looked into it, we just liked the idea of just using P&O's contracted parking for the area.
It gets really good reviews.
Yeah, and the play off there is that if you get coach travel down or you make your own way, you get different levels of onboard spend credit, don't you?
Yeah.
So we get what did we get?
£100.
£100 onboard credit, which we'll probably burn through in an afternoon at the bar. But yeah, so that'll be the Saturday when we start. We leave Southampton and then we spend the day. Sunday is going to be at sea.
Sunday is a day at sea. Yeah.
So that'll be where I find out whether I get seasick on ships or not. Should be entertaining.
I'm going to take travel sickness tablets just
I'm going to take whiskey. No, but yeah, we'll see how we get on there. It should be interesting, and you know, this is all new to us, so we have done tons of research though.
We have watched so many vlogs. If you've ever put a vlog up about the Iona on the Norwegian Fjords, we've probably watched this. So thank you very much.
There's some really good stuff out there, and obviously we'll be making our own video as well of the whole process from our point of view and what we do, because one thing we have noticed is a lot of other people like to, on the ship, go and see bands play and go and play quizzes, go and the cinema and stuff like that. We're not sure from what we've seen that a lot of that entertainment is going to be of our interest to us.
The cinema possibly, depending on what films are on.
But we've seen that maybe we'd go to some of the talks or something like that, I don't know, but a lot of it's going to be relaxing time.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my Steam Deck, play some games.
One day at sea, and then we've got plans for every single port day, so fingers crossed we'll be off the ship from the second you can till the second you have to get back on.
Yeah. So what do you want to do next? Do you want to go through the stops, or do you want to go through the places, the things we're planning to do on the ship? Well, we haven't really planned this video. We never planned stuff like this. We just got to see to our pants.
What are we planning to do on the ship?
Well, we were talking about like where do you want to eat?
Oh, food wise.
Yeah, I made some notes here.
Okay.
Serious one.
So we've got let's talk about our cabin.
Yes.
Mark's picked the cabin, so rubbish is his fault.
Yes.
But everyone advised us get a balcony cabin for the fjords because obviously the views are spectacular. And get a cabin where you've still got cabins above you and below you to minimise noise. You don't want to be like right below a buffet or a entertainment venue. So that's what we've gone for. We're kind of mid-aft, they call us, so we're closer to the back of the ship.
So, and I picked the midpoint between two sets of elevators because I didn't want elevator noise, which I don't think there's going to be a major problem anywhere, but I did used to live in a block of flats right next to an elevator, so I'm kind of, that came into mind. But yeah, we do have the balcony, don't we, as well? So I'm looking forward to getting some time lapses off the balcony. We'll do a room tour of the cabin that we stay in, because I've looked on YouTube. There are no tours of that specific cabin, so I'm sure people will find it useful. Again, everything will be in our style, though, not in like a full travel vlog style. It'll be a bit more relaxed, laid back on us.
So the ship has, obviously, your food is included in the price of your holiday, and there's 4 main dining rooms. They all stay exactly the same, but they're just in different locations around the ship, and some are bigger than others. And then you've got another sort of like, you've got a big buffet restaurant, and then there's a smaller like street foodish sort of restaurant, and it's kind of got an Asian station, a British fish and chip station, and an American burger station, wasn't it? People say the fish and chips are amazing from there, so we'll definitely be trying them. And it also does breakfast there as well. And then you've got specialty restaurants. Now, some of them you can book before you get on the ship, and there's like a cover charge to pay, and some of them you can only book once you're on the ship. And some things on the menu are free, and some things are like an upgrade. So there's so many choices. Plus you can get room service. There's a small charge for room service, but it's really cheap. Like, we were looking at like a sandwich and chips if you wanted your lunch in your cabin. It was like £2.50 or something like that.
It's probably more the delivery charge than the actual food, isn't it, that you're paying for?
I think the delivery charge is like £2.50 as well.
Okay, so it's not super expensive.
No, not that. One of the reasons we chose P&O was, one, they came out cheaper than anybody else for this particular cruise, by a massive amount.
Because we live in a port city, we live in Liverpool, don't we? And you can get cruises from Liverpool to the Norwegian Fjords. So
I looked at, it was only Fred Olsen who was sailing from Liverpool to the fjords, and I priced up exactly the same trip with a balcony room, and it was like $5,500.
Yeah, we ain't paid that much.
No, and P&O for exactly the same, with our parking included and on board spend, was 2,200. So drastically different. And I priced it with Disney as well, and that was like £6,000. So that wasn't happening. And the only difference I could find between the Disney and this was you got a soft drinks package included.
Yeah, and we aren't going to spend £3,000.
Well, I'm not a drink. I don't really drink like Coke and lemonade and stuff like that. I might have one a day, but I wouldn't like. I'm a water and coffee person, so.
And we also did the maths on the drinks packages which are available.
The
and
crazy prices.
To drink the amount of beer to make those, cocktails even, to make those worth buying was just not worth it for us, because
it was like £50 each a day, and the prices for the drinks are like British pub prices. So a pint is about £5.50, and a cocktails,
especially the places where we
between £7.50 and £10. So again, are you on the ship that much that you're going to drink that much?
I don't think
unless we end up on a sea day every day.
Yeah, I mean there is that. That is a possibility. So when we say these are the stop offs, if you're not familiar with cruise, that's subject to if there's any weather issues and they're unable to stop. But is the Saturday night the first night, the celebration night as well?
No, Sunday night.
Sunday night's the celebration. So I guess we can move on to that, can't we?
Yeah.
So the celebration night, for those who aren't familiar, is where everyone dresses up. So women wear their fancy ball gowns, and men wear, jacket, tie.
So Mark doesn't own a jacket or a tie.
I do own a jacket actually, and I do own a tie. But I'm not taking them on holiday.
How old's the jacket?
Yeah, they are quite old.
So you don't have to. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's cruise tradition too.
It's a cruise tradition to do this dressy up night. I think cruisers need to look at who they want to come on cruises from now on, and like how people dress and how people dress now to go out are two different things. Yeah. And I'll still put a dress on, but
I'll still put a shirt on.
But we're not buying a jacket and tie for a 7-night
we won't be going to any of the fancy ballroom.
But to be fair, it doesn't matter. Like there's communal areas where everyone can go no matter what your dress code. Certain restaurants, so it's like the main dining room and the higher priced specialty restaurants have the dress code where men have to have a jacket and tie. What I have found out is that it seems to be only men who have a dress code. The women can wear whatever they want.
So I was going to consider wearing a ball gown, but
considering putting one of my dresses on, yeah. So like women can wear pants and a shirt or a dress or whatever, and it doesn't matter, but men have to have a jacket and tie. But you can take your jacket off as soon as you get in, so I don't really see the point.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a free glass of Prosecco on that night, but we're hopefully planning to go to the Olive Grove, which is the Mediterranean restaurant, which has a more relaxed dress code on that night. But there's nothing else special about celebration night apart from there's dress codes in certain restaurants.
Yeah.
That's it.
So that's Sunday night, and Saturday, Saturday's boarding, Sunday we're at sea. Monday is our first port trip, where we're stopping off at Stavanger. So that's kind of like an introduction to Norway, I guess. It's not quite as... it doesn't have the fjords, the beautiful scenery that we will see, but it looks like a really pretty town. It's like quite a large town as well,
it's quite a large town. It's got some like white houses, and it's got a colourful street. And we've got a excursion planned. We booked this excursion through P&O because I couldn't find it to book it yourself anywhere. And basically you get a tour of the old town, and then you get taken to a Norwegian pub, which is ranked the 13th best pub in the world, and you do a beer tasting.
Yeah, so obviously we like our craft beers and things, so the opportunity to enjoy craft beers in Norway for me is going to be quite a nice thing to do. Drinking in Norway is not cheap, but that's just part of the culture in Norway. The cost of living is higher, but obviously wages and things are higher to match that.
Yeah.
So things will be expensive there, and we're perfectly prepared for that.
From what I've seen, the prices are like London prices.
Yeah.
Or Starbucks prices for coffee and sandwiches and stuff. So, but we would like to give a little bit back, obviously, to the locals. So we're trying to find some local Norwegian delicacies and beers to try.
Yeah.
And obviously, make some purchases off the ship.
Yeah.
So all our food's included on the ship, but we can buy like snacks and what have you off the ship.
We're very much using the cruise ship as a way to get to see all the different places that we'd have to, plan a drive and tour with if we did it otherwise,
And we've been told that Norway is virtually cashless, so don't bother changing any money, just use your cards.
So that's Stavanger. Obviously the tour isn't going to be the whole day, so
it's a
to round that
tour,
we'll probably try and do a few other little bits just in the local town area. There is a nice walk from Stavanger that we would like to do, but if this becomes something that we enjoy, we potentially consider doing the same thing again, or even different cruises but with stop-offs in this area. There's like Northern Lights cruises and things that we might consider in the
different
future.
times a year you can possibly see the Northern Lights.
So on the Tuesday, having left Stavanger on Monday, we arrive in Olden. So we also have... Basically, we've got things booked for all the stop-offs.
We haven't got anything booked for Olden.
Oh, have we not?
Olden is the one we're going to book ourselves.
I remember this now.
So Olden is the most picturesque port that we're going into. It's where you can go and see a glacier, and it's where they have the sky lift up over mountains, so you can look down over the fjords. P&O's trip for the sky lift, because that's what we're interested in, was £104 per person. But as you get off the ship, you can book the trip yourself with the same company that P&O use, and it's about £66 per person. So everyone has just said, do that one yourself, do it yourself, do it yourself, do it yourself. If you do it early enough, you're not going to miss the ship back. We have a long day in Olden, we're like 9 till 5:30 or something like that. If anything goes drastically wrong, it's an hour's walk back to the ship from the sky lift, so it's not like it's a crazy amount of time away if anything goes wrong. But if P&O are using the same company and the same buses, then we should be fine.
Yeah. That's all. Olden Skylift. Excited about that. Looks amazing. And
if we have time, we might do an open top bus tour to see the glacier as well, because that's only an hour's round trip.
Okay, sounds good. So leaving Olden on the Tuesday, on the Wednesday we arrive in Alesund,
which also looked like a pretty little place.
Yes.
I've booked us a river cruise. I can't pronounce the names of the fjords.
I just have a feeling by the time I get to Alesund, I'll be like, I could do with some land to stand on, and then we'll be going on a river cruise.
It's a river cruise. It's the Haugesund Fjords. It's HJOR or HJRO. apparently it's the prettiest
I think
fjord.
that's just Fjord, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, it's...
Fjord or something like that.
Yeah, the pronunciations of the words is going to be fun.
Yeah.
But it's I love that. I love just the culture there and everything.
Yeah,
So
but we'll
really
find out how to say these things properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and it's a 3-hour river cruise, and you get like drinks and snack while you're on there. Yeah. And the reason I picked this is because it does say that you might see some sea life, and in the fjords there are whales, dolphins, porpoises, killer whales, seals. So fingers crossed, we see something.
Yeah.
But if we don't, it's still going to be really pretty.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm looking forward to that one as well. Because we initially went from being we're not going to book any trips, didn't we? And you've booked them for everything. Well, pretty much everything we got plans and all booked.
But this one, I don't think it was like £89 per person. I've booked it through P&O again. Because if you booked it yourself, you had to get transport from the ship to where you pick up the river cruise because it's not near where you dock.
Yeah, so there's an opportunity to save money there, but we kind of just like the convenience, you know.
So I just booked it with P&O because I didn't think it was, for what you got, it was that expensive.
Then from Alesund, we leave on Wednesday night, and by Thursday we arrive in Haugesund.
Now Haugesund looks to be the most industrial port that we go into, but it's, you know, Norway is all about oil and industry, so it's nice to see that side of it as well. Also booked as a tour here. We're going. There's a sculpture park and an art installation called the Rising Tides, and I've booked as an electric minibus tour, and it takes us to the Rising Tides, but you get to stop at the Viking Memorial as well, because Haugesund apparently is the birthplace of the Vikings. So you go to this big memorial, and then you go to the Rising Tide sculptures and the sculpture park as well. And where that is very scenic. We've seen people go on vlogs.
Yeah, it looks cool, doesn't it?
If we get the weather.
And so from that point on, we leave Haugesund on the Thursday, and Friday is another sea day.
Yeah.
So that obviously is now our return back to Southampton. And we arrive back in Southampton on the Saturday.
Yeah, when we wake up on Saturday morning, we should be back in Southampton.
And then we disembark, get in the car and drive home. Done. See you later. Now, there is a few other things. So as far as while we're in Norway as well, in Alesund, I found there's a craft beer bar literally next door to where the ship stops. So you literally stumble over the craft beer bar when you leave the ship. So we'll hopefully try and maybe get in there as well. And, you know, we've just done a bit of research into places, maybe get some food in different places. You want to get some food at the top of the chairlift, don't you?
Well, I've joined a few Facebook groups of that, and someone posted a picture at the top of the skylift with a bottle of skylift beer, and I've messaged him. I was like, did you buy that at the skylift? And he was like, oh yeah, we bought it at the top of the skylift. I was like, oh my god, amazing. Like, we love craft beer, and like he's holding it up with all the views of the fjords behind him. Yeah,
it's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, the P&O, there's a Facebook group specifically for the ship, there's a Facebook group specifically for the fjords, and then there's a Facebook group specifically for the cruise we're on as well. So like if you're a solo traveller or you're travelling with children, people are connecting on there. So when they go on the ship, they know people. So they also, and P&O do stuff for solo travellers as well. There's like meetups on the ship.
Sounds good. So yeah, really looking forward to it. Actually, really looking forward to doing something new and different for us. I know a lot of vloggers have kind of gone from doing Disney to doing Norway cruises, but yeah, it's going to be exciting, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing another country.
And it opens up for us as well, if we enjoy this cruise, maybe looking at other things to do with cruises. You know. Yeah,
there's lots of different cruises out there. Yeah, should be fun.
Yep. Anything else we need to add then?
I think so.
That's pretty much everything, isn't it? So yeah, let us know what you think. Have you got any recommendations?
Have you done a fjords cruise? Any tips for us? And any of you's been on Iona? Any tips for us? Any restaurants that you like?
Looks like a block of flats that floats. But yeah, so I think that pretty much wraps up everything and our plans and so on and so forth. So thank you for watching.
Yeah.
And we will catch up soon. And sure, of course, be looking out for those vlogs actually landing as well.
Yeah.
So we'll not be recording and editing. Well, we'll be recording, but we won't be editing anything on the ship.
There's not really any. We're not paying for the ship's Wi-Fi.
No. So when we get back, so we'll be talking late May. You'll start to see cruise vlogs from us.
Yeah, we will have Wi-Fi. Well, connection.
Yeah,
when
local
we get
connection when
off
we're
the
in
ship,
the fjords.
because our
dependent.
phones will connect to Europe, depends on how
Yeah.
good it is. So you might see some things pop up on like Facebook or Instagram, but when we're on the ship, we'll not have any Wi-Fi. We will be on the dark ages for a week.
I'll be playing games on Steam Deck. I told you.
Cope? Yeah.
I'll be sat on the patio with a beer and my Steam Deck watching the sea.
Yeah.
Or I'll be green.
Yeah, throwing up over the balcony.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah, of course we will. All right, thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.